Welcome back to another video for HarborFinancialOnline.com. Today I'm going to be talking about the standard deduction and what you can report on your taxes each year. The standard deduction versus itemizing deductions, because that's the two ways you'll report on your tax return. You have the option of either deduction. So I'm going to show you guys those amounts and show you what you can qualify for. So the standard deduction decreases the amount of income that is taxed on your return each year. You can't take the standard deduction if you want to itemize deductions. So it's one or the other. Itemizing deductions normally is going to fall for people that own homes and have lots of investments, have a lot of things going on basically financially in their life. So if you're younger, you're just starting out, maybe a student, the standard deduction normally is going to be the one you want to use. There's the basic standard deduction and the additional standard deduction. Most of you are just going to take the basic. The additional applies to your age, blindness, or both, and there are some other areas which I'll cover. But 90% of you out there will take the basic standard deduction on your return. If you are 65 or older, you'll qualify for the additional standard deduction. This isn't going to be relevant to a lot of people because by then you have a home, you have investments, you have a retirement. So you're going to itemize. But if you don't, you will get an additional standard deduction because you are 65 or older. You're excluded from the standard deduction if you are married and your spouse itemize deductions separately. So if you and your spouse decide to file separate, he or she itemizes, then you can't do the standard deduction. You have to both do the standard deduction. You'll have to itemize on your return as well. And most likely you're not going to get much of a deduction if your spouse took that. The standard deduction amounts are $5,700. This amount, each amount is based on your filing status. So if you follow through each bullet point, you'll see the amounts and how they tie to those specific circumstances. So $5,700 if you're single and married filing separate. $11,400 married filing jointly. $8,400 for head of household. And so on. These amounts again will adjust, and if you prepare the return online, it'll ask you a couple questions, and it's going to determine what filing status you had. And if you want to take the standard deduction, it'll show you exactly how much that's going to be. You're going to want to look to itemize deductions over the standard deduction if you own a home again, or possibly if you have a lot of unreimbursed job expenses. If you travel for your job, if you have a lot of advertising expenses for your job and you're not getting reimbursed by your employer, you want to itemize because of the standard deduction. You won't be able to report those amounts. Recently, the IRS has increased the standard deduction amounts in federal natural disaster areas. So whatever state you're in, you may want to look on that state website. They're going to tell you if you're going to qualify for an additional standard deduction. Now the IRS, this is another area as far as itemizing deductions. They have increased the property tax deduction by up to $1,000 if you're married. So again, if you're trying to choose which way to go, you're going to be able to get more deductions by itemizing. I want to take you real quick to there's an additional standard deduction for real estate taxes. This is if you did own a home and you choose not to itemize, you're still going to do the basic standard deduction. You can now get an additional deduction for real estate taxes paid. So this is something you're going to want to look at. You can see there's a lot of good information. The 6 things you want to know about the higher deduction for real estate taxes. And we'll go through this real quick. The additional standard deduction is equal to the amount of real estate taxes paid, or $500 for single filers or $1,000 for joint filers, whichever is less. You must file the Form 1040 or 1040A and attach Schedule L. This is the standard deduction for certain filers to claim the increased deduction. So again, if you prepare the return online, it's automatically going to bring in that Schedule L and fill it out for you, so they make it very easy. This is very important as well. You had to have paid taxes during the year. You may have been levied real estate taxes, but if you didn't pay them, you can't report them. So, again, I would recommend checking out our website, harborfinancialonline.com. We offer a lot more information on related deductions and credits. And if you choose to itemize, this is a page you're going to want to look at, is the tax deductions for homeowners. This will cover all the different areas you can report on your return and get deductions if you own a home and you're going to itemize during the year. And we do have other pages related to itemizing your deductions. So check out the free online estimator. You can prepare the return online. It's quick and easy to use, and I recommend it. We have lots more videos on tax on YouTube you can check out. We're constantly adding new ones, updating our videos, and updating our information on our site with the new tax laws and regulations. We've had, and just in the last year, we've had over 250 tax changes to the law. So it's very important to keep up to date on those. You can get a lot more credits now than you used to be able to in the past. So thank you, and we'll see you later.